Hey everybody, this is My Collectables coming back with another video, and Marvel and Veve have teamed up to drop these hilarious, really cute looking nesting doll of the Black Widow. And I'm going to break it down for you right here, give you a little history about what nesting dolls are and where they come from, show you what like that Marvel has done this before in the physical space, and talk about how this could be a new kind of collecting vertical or category, kind of like the Marvel Mighties are, right? And we'll see where this goes for sure. Then I'll give you my thoughts about how the drop is going to do and talk about another country that has these kind of dolls that we might see some IP on if Veve and Marvel, like if Veve in particular, decides to do these nesting dolls as a nice collecting category, kind of like stamps or Marvel Mighties, like I said. Anyway, so if you do like this video, make sure you smash like, and also you got to comment down below. Are you going to go for this fun drop? It's quite hilarious. It actually just makes me laugh looking at it. It's quite funny. And if we have a whole bunch of them, I mean, who knows what could happen, right? Also, if you do join this channel, make sure that you join at level 3 on the membership, because you will get a new drop head 3, which is 3D collectibles, fully interoperable in the OpenSea. I'll talk about that just quickly at the end of the video, show you there's not that many remaining on the OpenSea. They're almost gone. So join today, DM me, and I'll get you your drop head 3. Now, anyway, let's get into this. Like I said, look at these little dolls right here. They open up. And the funny part about the animation on these is that you have to click each one to open each one. So, and then you click it to go back. So it's not like you click it once and the whole thing opens. You can actually only have 2 open or 3 or whatever. And it's actually pretty funny, right? So if you actually look at where, on eBay, for example, Marvel has nesting dolls. They have other ones right here. You can see like a little set right here, and there's Guardians of the Galaxy ones, and like the whole thing. You can see this little one over here. These are actually quite fun, and people do collect these. Now, this is, like I said, here's some DC ones right here, which is pretty cool. So, you can see if you scroll down, you can look at ones. There's some Marvel ones from the Civil War right there. And the funny thing about these kind of things is that people do collect these, and it is a subcategory of collecting. So where did these come from, and what exactly is the history, and why did actually, Veve and Marvel choose the Black Widow to start out? Well, a simple Google search will help you. Although nesting dolls are most commonly associated with Russia, they have a counterpart in Japanese culture as well. So if you look at the Black Widow, well, where was she born? The Black Widow in the movies anyway, she was born, in Stalingrad in the Soviet Union. So it makes sense that they would actually, if Marvel was going to do the first nesting doll, it would be the Black Widow, because they do have a Russian origin, from the beginning, from where these dolls came from. Also Japanese as well, which is quite interesting, right? Because there's lots of IPs there that that Veve could do with these dolls. But, she's from Russia. These are kind of Russian in theme from the original, from where they kind of come from. And so you can see that, like, this would be an obvious choice. And I think that's pretty cool. And if you look down here, it says each wooden doll is imbued with symbolism of fertility. The largest doll is considered the matriarch of the family, while the smallest is called the seed and represents the soul. The only thing that would have been very cool is you see this one down here that is Black Widow. She has the blonde hair. The interesting thing would have been, like, when she was actually cast, when she dropped, her death scene, basically in the event in the, the Avengers movie, where she was dropped off for the soul stone. She's actually had red hair, and I believe it's the second one. If they made the bottom one the soul, because the soul stone and all that, that would have been a really interesting kind of little Easter egg in there, but they didn't do it that way. But whatever, that's okay, right? So, so this is, what are you going to do, right? But that would have been really fun if they would have done that kind of thing. But she was born in Russia, right? So anyway, if you look at the article itself, it is a blind box. It's fully interactive, like I said. Now, there's 30 gems, and it goes for there's 2,222 of these. So, I don't think this one's going to sell out. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not sure people really understand this whole thing. And I think people are looking at it and kind of thinking, oh, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of cute. I know when I first saw the announcement, I was kind of confused a little bit too. You can see they have like some wooden sort of like kind of texture to them. So they're really done quite well. And they look actually quite like, quite original. If you look at, like, what real dolls look like, you can just Google search it. You can see how cool they are and how people collect these, and they're wooden and all that kind of stuff. So it is they do fall in line, you know, at least digitally with like how nesting dolls should look. But at 30 gems and 2,000 editions, I don't think it's going to sell out. There's just too many other great things to buy, but I do think people will buy it. And I do think people will collect them. And here's the key for me, because I won't be going for this drop specifically, but here's the key for me. I do think that if they start, you know, dropping more characters in Marvel, you know, like you can see right here on eBay, if they drop all these other characters, I think people will then start to buy these. So I think this is just kind of one of those things where it's like just beginning. It's like, could you imagine if they dropped one single Marvel Mighty as a drop? Well, you know, people would go, okay, that's interesting. But over time, when they added more Marvel Mighties and more sets, I think people would then start to put that together. So I think this is going to happen with this, but it has to be if they add more and, you know, as a new collecting category, kind of like stamps, kind of like Marvel Mighties, kind of like how any other kind of, you know, collectible in Veve is gone. If they do a series of these and drop them every now and again with different characters, you know, that's going to be great, because this actually is the first Black Widow appearance on Veve. And in fact, this is the first Black Widow digital collectible we have ever seen, you know, so this is quite something actually. Now, they didn't give it an FA, they gave it an FE tag. And that's because it's not a person, it's more of an object, kind of like how a car would get the FE tag as well, I think. So anyway, that's kind of interesting how they did that. But if we do get a 3D digital collectible of the Black Widow, that one's going to be very popular, because we need that for the Avengers team, of course, right? So you can have this as the beginning if you have the Avengers team, and you can put like all of them together, and then you could put like this little the little nesting egg or whatever like that, a nesting doll, sorry, you know, right beside them. It doesn't quite fit. But if you have the whole Avengers team like this, that would be a lot of fun right there for sure, right? So anyway, so that's my review on it. I don't think it's going to sell out. I think it's going to go under retail for sure, but I don't think it's going to go that far under retail, because the only people who are going to want this are the people who are going to buy it. And the people, what I mean is the people who are going to buy it are people who are actually going to want it, not going to flip it or anything. You saw this with the ATST, and you saw this actually with the Star Wars shuttle as well. It hasn't fallen that far under retail, because the people who minted it actually wanted it, and they're not really going to sell it for cheap. There's no real like gem making opportunities here necessarily, you know, and people aren't really going to be gambling as much as they used to on mint numbers anymore. So I do think this one's not going to fall that far under retail. So, you know, if people do want to mint one, I don't think you're going to lose a lot. And I think if you should just mint one if you really want to, if you want to do it for the fun of it and you want to have this in your collection. And I think that's the way it's always should have been on Veve. I think this is the way this is what we should do. If you want something and you want to keep it, mint it, right? Specifically if it's not going to be a massively popular drop. But we'll see how this goes. Maybe it sells out. Maybe people really like this, and we'll see the results of this video. You guys let me know in the comment section. It's coming tomorrow. This is on Friday. I'm putting this one out. So you guys let me know what you think about this and if you're going to be going for it or not, for sure, right? Now, I talked about my drop heads really quickly right here. Now, the remaining supply is actually less than this. These ones went public. You know, and if you join the channel as a level 3 member, you get one for free. There's only 3 variations on the side here remaining. The other 2 of the gold and the clear have sold out already. There's the classic, and there's this exotic, and then there's this chill one. You can see there's about 82. There's actually just under 80 now, because when I did this graphic, there's a few more have sold. And if you collected all 5, you get this, you know, exotic variant right here, this classic variant. So, you know, this one has about 15 left about that one. So these are selling very well. Thank you, everybody in the community. And they'll be gone pretty soon too, right? But I did drop another secret drop called Plastic Man. And this guy does what he wants. He's plastic. You can see his outfit, and he's also on OpenSea. I'll put the link to this collection in the description of my video. It's Drop Heads 3. And if you want to snag one, that'd be great. Then get into my, you know, rewards programs. Each of these guys gives you 3 spots in all my rewards, you know, and this guy right here gives you 10 spots. So they're pretty fun to have. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the Black Widow. Good luck on the drop. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.